That was 77 marathons in a row in 3 months and 13 days with a 10-kilogram backpack. At time, my back was bleeding because, of course, like I started the 10th of March, and when I got to, because normally it's not like north of France, but it's way more up north compared to west to south. Then I want to go to southern France in the Pyrenees near the Spanish coast because I went east afterwards. Because of the sweat, because it started to be above 20 degrees, so it gets hot, and it started to come some clothes, right? So because of the sweat of the backpack and of my skin and stuff, friction. Sometimes my back was, I had to stop running, there was, yeah. And yeah, then afterwards, then I got to I'm sure we can talk about more stuff here, but long story short, I say long story short a lot because there's so much stuff to say. But I go to Morocco after a really long journey in the 22nd of June. In 2018.
How did that journey change you? Like, if you can think about Andre before.
Of course, this I like the really good question. It did change me a lot because before, I wasn't like I said, like a bad person. Who the heck I am to say I wasn't a bad person, but I did say a different lifestyle before.
Yeah.
That didn't really lined up with my my standard that my parents taught me and stuff. And I was like, no, I have to change this. So definitely that journey before and after, it was like a cross carrying. I mean, Bible, Jesus Christ says, like, if you want to follow me, take your own cross and follow me. And that's kind of like, in my way, what I did, because what I did, it was extremely hard at times for me. It was extremely violent, was painful and stuff. I cried, I screamed a lot of internal things that you need to deal with, right? Because when you stay comfortable, you need to go deep inside that heart of yours and clean the bottom. And when you move stuff from the bottom going up, can cause a lot of
there's trauma inside.
Of course. Yeah.
I guess maybe just take a step back. Even thinking about doing such a journey requires you to have some self-belief that
yes,
full off.
Yes.
What did that look like? Was there a moment before that where you're like doing at least one marathon or maybe 3 before you set up to do 77 of them in a row? Just curious to hear, like, what gave you the self-belief before it that I can probably pull this off?
Well, the self-belief, right? It goes back again to bridging this back to my dad, because when I would think about him, and he was like swimming in the ocean, imagine that in the dark.
Yeah.
And of course you have fears, but he's worthy because I call worthy because like the talent, the passion, and the goal, right?
Yeah.
Weighs more than it fears. For his future unborn child.
Yeah.
For his family back in Cameroon, and is him himself now. So you imagine swimming the ocean and stuff, and and I was like, he must have some freaking fears, for sure he did, but because the Atlantic Ocean, open water, it's not you have shark there too. But the fact that he swam like that, I really realized in my head that, if you did this and you grew up with that, right, and you hear the stories, and you just like this override the conscious and the subconscious mind. That's why I really decided me to start on doing that. And of course, at the beginning of that 2017, when I talk about it, people are like, some people are like, look my size. I'm not built to be a marathon run, right?
Yeah.
I'm a sprinter originally. So I start to do my first marathon, and the idea that I'm going to do that as well because of his experience, and because of for the better purpose, also for my daughter and so on. It just gave me strength to go a little bit by little bit. That's how cool run, like one marathon was a really long journey, like a long process, like 11 months. I started to train on the end of April 2017. Yeah, when I came back from working on a cruise ship, and into all the way to 10 of March 2018. But of course, a bit before that. But there was a long process, little bit by little bit. Once for the first month, 3 jog of 1 hour, 15 minutes, really short, right?
Yeah.
Second month, same stuff. But now I do my first two and a half hour race. Third month, then here we go. First marathon, 5 hours and 30 minutes. Freaking long. But you know what? I did it.
Yeah.
1 month later, a month and a half later, 50K, 60K, 110K, 250K, 7 hours straight running, not stop, even when I was need to use the bathroom, right? So yeah.
It's like building up.
Yeah, you build up the tolerance. Yeah.